The School District of Milton School Board meeting to order. We believe in opportunities, achievement, and community for all. Our mission is the School District of Milton, in partnership with the community, prepares our students for achievement and lifetime readiness by providing opportunities for all. And if we do the Pledge of Allegiance, can you give? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, I would entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion from John and a second from Rick. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Action on the minutes, and note that we have 3 sets of minutes to approve tonight, March 9th, March 14th, and March 19th.
I move to approve the minutes for the regular meeting held on March 9th, 2026, and the special meetings held March 14th, 2026, and March 19th, 2026, as presented.
Second.
A motion from Tracy, a second from John. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Action on the vouchers.
I move to approve general checking account vouchers totaling $1,754,352.42 as presented.
I'll second that.
I have a motion from Tracy and a second from John. Any questions on the vouchers? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Student Council report. And tonight we have Chris sharing for us.
Hello, my name is Chris, and I'm going to tell you some things that have been going on with student council and other things in school. Recently, we had some student council members help out Mr. Heilman, hand out candy during the flex period for Easter. And also in the summer, kids will be helping set up the Do Good Supply Drive with Mrs. Tukadorf to help provide supplies for the community. Parent-teacher conferences are, well, they've passed on the 8th, and we are all planning on helping to provide some food for kids during the AP test coming up in May. We have a career day coming up this Wednesday where we'll look through jobs and opportunities for their future. And we have started up many sports like baseball, softball, soccer, and track. And many kids from track and field have participated in the indoor state games 2 weekends ago. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any questions? I would just add to his list of things I went to, and they had an art cabaret before conference started, and the talent of both our staff and students in putting on that event was outstanding. So thank you. Public comment. I don't believe there's any. 0. Great. Thank you. We will move on to our Red Hawk highlight, and tonight that will be done by our great, our school admin.
It's green. Okay. Good evening. So at the elementaries, we have a short update, but all kinds of fun things happening. We are working on our spring assessments right now, starting our transition planning into next year. And then we are excited about all of our spring school events happening, concerts, things like that, and upcoming field trips. So.
Good evening. At Northside, 3 quick things. We just finished a fundraiser, tat the staff. So our staff, students and families were able to purchase tattoos for a fundraiser for staff. And Friday we applied them all. And most people showed up today with them off. So that was good. Scoopy night, that was this week. And then we're all in state testing, but North is our week. And so we're right in the thick of it, and we're operating on a 4-day week. So kudos to the staff at Northside for getting that job done. A lot of coordination, 3 grade levels, and having the whole school quiet at one time.
Right before spring break, we had our Choose to Include event. So thank you to any of the board members who were able to join us for that as well. That's always a fun time. We also have some students who are like, why are there balloons and decorations in the lobby? So great opportunity to reinforce the great work of our Unity team. Most exciting news is this morning we sent our 37 students off to DC. So they are probably about arrival time at this point, and just very excited to see the adventures ahead for them. And we too are in both state testing and heading into iReady. So 'tis the season of April and testing time.
And then at the high school, it is another busy time like the rest of the district. We had testing last week. The pre-ACT, all 9th and 10th grade students took the pre-ACT. As Chris mentioned, we do have Career Day. That's this Wednesday. We have actually the count this morning was 184 adult staff that are adults who will be volunteering or coming to that day. So students will be attending 2 different careers to listen to folks talk about various career pathways. There'll be a session on an adulting day where they'll have a number of different stations to go to, whether it's how to change a tire, do your taxes, tie a tie. And then we do have a job fair. There'll be over 60 local employers that are looking to hire for summer or weekend work for students. And then also we have about a dozen post-secondary options for students, whether it's some from the UW and private schools. We have technical colleges there, and I think 3 branches of the military. So big day on Wednesday. This weekend is prom. So April 18th, that's at Glen Aaron. Then we do have next week, just a note, honors nights, inducting the next round of Red Hawks into National Honor Society, National Art Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and our academic letters. That is next Wednesday at 6:30. The next week after that, we have the students performing the play, The Island of Dr. Monroe, who is actually, it was written by and adapted by Jim Like, so a Milton resident. So that is on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and matinee Sunday, 7 o'clock on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. And then next week we have the senior academic and career plan presentations next week as well too. So we have 3 days. We'll have 260 seniors will be giving their academic and career plan presentations. And so lots of community members coming in to listen to that and various staff. So thanks to the board members. I know we have some who are helping at Career Day and some coming to academic and career plan as well. So if you're interested in that, we still have spots. That's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Thank you.
Were the dates for the play again, please?
The 23rd, 24th, 25th, and Sunday, the 26th at matinee at 2.
Thank you.
Playtime's at 7 o'clock for the other nights.
Any other questions? Right, we'll move on to legislative meeting. Rich, Ross, and I met with Breanne Brown. A reminder, we met with the other Wisconsin Assembly candidate about a month and a half ago, and she asked to speak to us. Was it just before spring break? Yeah, just a couple of spring break, and she asked us some questions about what was important and what kind of legislation they're talking about putting forward, and shared our thoughts on that. But there was no like specific item or opinion that we expressed. So it was just a very general conversation. Ross, did I miss anything on that? And it wasn't that long. It was a pretty short conversation. Any questions on that? So now we've spoken with both of the people running for Wisconsin Assembly, and we've had no other requests for conversations so far. Next, we're on to item 3A, update on superintendent hiring process. The hiring committee met just after we returned from spring break to review the contract and to verify language and ask some questions before we brought it to the full board tonight. And so we had just one meeting. Questions? Discussion on the draft board norms. That document is in your board docs. We met back in the late fall to set some board norms, and then things got kind of busy. And so we put it aside. Randy, our facilitator, had sent us a summary along with all the data from our workshop. And Rich and I went through that and tried to condense it down into something that would fit. We were shooting for a half a page. I don't think we quite made it unless we make the font too small to read. But that kind of pulled together ideas. And so we've put that together in a document looking for comments or feedback, and then we'll bring it forward for action at our next meeting. Any comments, conversation, feedback on that?
And then I have just more of a layout.
Yeah.
Totally endorse all of it. I would just suggest that we unbullet point the last bullet of how we'll kind of enforce the policy or and put that further down maybe or something, because we've got these wonderful "we will" statements that don't fit some of these statements along together. Doesn't flow.
Got it. Any other questions or comments? And again, you can reach out. Both Rich and I have been working on this over the next 2 weeks if you have any questions or comments.
Did Randy have any follow-up data or stuff that he compiled that we wanted to share?
Just the original, and I believe we got from him access. It was in a Google Doc. So no, we did not get anything else, nor did we request anything. So if there's something you'd like us to request, please let me know. All right, so we'll look to have action on that in our April 27th board meeting. And next, Ed, we are on to governance committee update.
Yeah, I would invite the board to open up the memo in the governance committee section of the agenda and try to all remember, this is going back a ways, that we this process. There were a couple of strategic plan goals in our current strategic plan that were outdated. And so we've worked with administration to come up with new sets of goals. And we're trying to have metrics behind them. So if you'll kind of put SMART goals in your front lobe and think about those a little bit, that'd be great. And last board meeting, which seems like an eternity ago, this was presented to all of us. And if the board is so inclined tonight, we would look for approval of these goals that are laid out in front of you. So if I would pause, I've done my best to refresh my weekend. So if you have any questions, happy to help, or those in administration to help set the goals might be able to help us.
Ed, thank you for putting these forth. And yes, I pushed back my memory, and I should have sent this earlier, but it just kind of dawned on me when I read it. The high quality staff one, I just feel like it needs an and/or. It's on page 2.
Mm-hmm.
The district will increase its ability to retain and recruit high quality staff by developing, expanding, and/or. I feel like it needs an or, but that's just my.
I'm just trying to catch up to you, Tracy.
Yeah.
I think Chris is coming up also for that one. Thank you, Chris.
Hey, Trace, I can speak to that. That's when I was putting the and/or. If the board wanted me to tackle both of those, I would be able to do so. Or if there was a particular area of focus, I can focus on one side or the other. So I would leave that up to or Ed and the committee to.
Tracy, could you just restate where you want? Where I'm sorry.
And I can explain why, because I feel like it's too heavy-handed with just an and. I feel like it would add. So if you already have something in place, So the draft goal by the first sentence: retain and recruit high-quality staff by developing, expanding, and/or implementing a competitive compensation and benefits package. and maybe it's just my wording, if the rest of the board doesn't like the and/or.
And Chris, are you saying, as it sits now, you would do all of those and the and/or would give you more flexibility?
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I can, my team and I can do both, or if there's a particular area of focus on the compensation or the benefits that the board like to focus on, we could do or.
Jen, can you turn on your microphone? I think that was a really good point, if you wouldn't mind restating that, please.
Yeah, mine's red. Well, oops, now I lost it. So I do feel like it's asking expanding and implementing. As it reads, that's what we want to do. We don't want to expand, implement.
Sorry for clarity. I think it's the and is in the other. So developing and or expanding and implementing. I realize, so if you already have something, you don't need to develop it. And if you already have something, you want to expand it. So I think it's shifting or adding high quality staff by developing and or expanding and implementing.
Oh,
That's where I'm going with those. That was my mind. I agree with you.
Yes, when you read it like that, so I think it should be the and in there, and we can make that change on that document.
Or does that make sense?
I think I just want to make sure I'm clear on it because I think I know where you're putting it now. I think we want both. And by adding the and or the or isn't changing that.
And it's going to be in between. So my recommendation is the ability to retain and recruit high quality staff by developing and or expanding and implementing.
So it's developing or expanding.
Yes, since we have something, it's expanding what we already have or developing something new. So it's the developing off of what we have and or expanding and then implementing.
So currently it's developing and expanding and the or would give us either or.
There's no and in there. It's literally developing.
But it's a comma. It's a comma.
Comma. Yeah. It would give us the ability to do both. Yes.
Yeah, Joe?
Everyone has great ideas here. We're getting lost in the words. This is a goal, not a mandate. You can add ands or ors all night. It's a goal, right? It's something we strive towards. If we don't exactly meet it, it's a goal, right? It's something you strive towards. We put our plans in place to move toward that. Whether there's an and or an or, that's not an edict or a mandate. You have to do anything that's in that verbiage. So don't overthink it. It's a goal. It's well done the way it is. If you want to put some words in, I was wondering if we should include any verbiage about, the labor market moves quicker than we can adjust sometimes. So our tool to address that has been market adjustments. If we have a comprehensive plan to address all the employee groups, is it part of our goal to be able to augment that with market adjustments where they become needed? And if that doesn't have to be part of the goal either. I'm just throwing it out for a talking point, I guess. So.
Okay, so we have two different issues on the table. I'm going to take one at a time so I think we were clear enough on and or. Are we just some nods from the board that we're with that one? We're good with it? And then we can talk. Okay, so then let's talk if we want to, change or adapt or add words like market adjustment, or if it's something that we can assume or ask Chris to include in his developing, expanding exploration. So do we need words in there, or is that something we're interested in? Question to the board.
Isn't that more of a method or a mechanism to get to the goal? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So probably have a few things that we could use. Again, just like your first point, I don't know if we need to get too deep. We just need to have a track to run on and ways to get it there.
Well, I think it's already in there where it says expand the current process. Doing the market adjustments when necessary is expanding the process, in my opinion. So I would say no change necessary.
Anyone else?
I'm going to make a motion to approve the strategic plan goal focus areas as presented.
I'll second that.
So we did the and/or. We're just going to do it as presented. I'm okay with that. I'm just asking. Okay.
That's what I would like to do.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Jen, that's what you, okay. Thank you. So I have a motion from Rick and Jen. Any questions or? All those. in favor?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to turn on. No, Chris, and again, I understand there's a motion on the floor. Can I ask you what you would prefer? What would make this? I'm not. Oh, sorry. I was like, I'm not. Are we being too heavy-handed on the goal if we don't add that? Or are you able to accomplish your goal, you think, with either wording?
I'm able to accomplish it with either wording, and I understand where you're coming at with the and. I can make either work, and it will not hamper our work from the HR department in accomplishing that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Human Resources Committee, Rick.
Thank you. The HR committee met on April 1st. First item is the 2026-27 school nurse update. In July of 2020, the district started contracting with Fort Healthcare for the nursing services. Since then, the cost of this contract have been rising, and administration has decided that it would be more cost effective for the district to employ the nurses directly. The district will be notifying Fort Healthcare of its intent not to renew the contract for the next school year. The HR department has posted two 1.0 FTE support staff nurse positions, and when candidates have accepted offers, this will come back to the board for approval with anticipated start dates of August 12th, 2026. Any questions on that topic? Chris, did you have anything to add?
Nothing to add, Rick.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Tracy.
How many do we have on staff now?
Through as a contracted service through Fort, we have 2 nurses, 1.8 FTE.
So we're increasing to 2.
We're increasing it by 0.2.
And then the expense will equate itself from a financial.
It will.
Over how many years? Sorry.
The way that the contract, were we to bring these staff members on, they would equate to what we're paying now. The issue we've encountered the last couple of years is the renewal contract has exceeded what we're no longer comfortable with. So that's why we're pivoting now staff and manage those staff costs directly.
Thank you.
Joe, did you have a question?
No, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions on that? Okay, second item is discussion and possible action on 2026-27 benefit elections for married employees, dental, and cash in lieu of health insurance. This is a continuation of information that has been brought to the board at previous meetings, most recently March 9th. After a survey of other Badger Conference schools, administration and the HR committee are recommending changes to it. Married employees currently enrolled in dual family dental coverage and or the cash in lieu of health insurance stipend may continue their current benefit elections. Effective July 1st, 2026, employees would not have access to newly electing 2 family dental insurance or electing a cash in lieu stipend in place of health insurance. Their spouse carries district provided family health insurance coverage. If these elections are waived after July 1, 2026, there would be no option to reinstate these benefits in the future. This approach is consistent with how some of the Badger Conference schools have transitioned. It also maintains benefits that have elected when they were hired with the district, but establishes clear parameters for future hires. If approved tonight, it will be communicated to and the staff handbook will be updated accordingly. This is an action item. Did you have anything to add to that?
Nothing to add to that.
Rick, can you just, it's been a while since we've talked about this. Can you just remind me, did you guys have discussion with the teacher group, and did they give feedback on this?
We have talked with the union about it. I've talked with individuals that are part of this group, and based off of anybody that's currently employed right now, it would not affect them unless they made a change after July 1. Once that information was outlined in this memo and shared on March 9th, I haven't had anybody reach out to me since that point.
And just to restate what I think you just said, and I know it's true. If I worked here for 15 years and I've had this benefit for 15 years, I get to keep it moving forward for as long as I work here. But if I let it go at any point, if I waive my right, it goes away and I can't bring it back.
So yes and no, but yes, because there's a lot of other things that would come into that, Ed.
Sure.
But in a simplistic form, yes.
Okay. So it's more or less grandfathered.
Correct.
And for those at home, I'm air quoting.
I'll move to approve the recommendation from Administration and the Human Resources Committee to allow current employees to maintain existing dual family dental coverage and/or cash and lieu elections, while discontinuing the option for new elections of these benefits effective July 1 of 2026 for employees whose spouses carry district family health insurance with the option to reinstate once waived.
Second.
So I have a motion from Jen, a second from John. Are there any additional questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Last item is discussion and possible action on 2026-27 health insurance rates and plan options. This topic also has been discussed before, most recently at the March 9th meeting. As has been discussed before, years of large rate increases, changes must be made in order to address the sustainability of our current insurance model. For the upcoming year, the health savings account will see a 9.9% increase, and the health reimbursement arrangement will see a 13.9% increase. The district will be spending $500 more this year on staff insurance, bringing the total amount to over $5 million. Administration and the HR committee are recommending that the school district of Milton increase the district payments by 9.9% to both the HRA and HSA plans for the 2026-27 school year. As a result, employees enrolled in the HRA plan will experience a higher employee premium contribution next year due to the plan's 13.9% renewal increase. The corresponding amounts are in the memo in docs. If approved by the board, this information will be communicated to staff prior to the May open enrollment period. Chris or Ross, add to that.
The HR team has been meeting with staff regularly since spring break. So we've been setting up individualized meetings and heading to schools to talk with employees about the differences between the HRA and continuing that through when our open enrollment starts. And then we'll be starting our benefits fair. If you asked August, we ran a benefits fair for back to school. We'll be continuing that for this upcoming year, along with heading to schools in the fall and meeting with staff and just talking in general about their benefits. But yeah, we'll be able to on site for anybody that would like to talk with us.
I'm going to make a motion that the Board of Education approve increasing the school district of Milton's contributions to both the HRA and HSA plans by 9.9% for the 2026-27 plan year.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Rick and a second by Jen. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are on to new business. Discussion and possible action on the Wisconsin School Nutrition Resolution. Mike?
Good evening, everyone. So this is our annual renewal with the Wisconsin Nutrition Purchasing Cooperative. We've done this many years. The membership fee for the cooperative remains at $300 a year, so that hasn't gone up. Just some highlights over the course of the past year with the co-op. We had 65 school districts last year. We added 2 school districts since then, so we continue to grow every year, which helps with our bargaining power. From products and rebates and credits from last school year, we received a check from the co-op for $2,597.19. We switched procurement specialists to pro team advisors this year. And what they do is they handle all of our requests for proposals for like the bread and the milk bid, as well as procurement with our food vendor, prime vendor. So, and they also help us in doing those requests for proposals to make sure that we're compliant with USDA regulations, so we're not missing something in those. So the co-op continues to work with our food vendors and manufacturers to secure better pricing on our different products that we bring in for our students. And in turn, that saves us additional money every year. So the $300 is very economical, I would have to say. So my recommendation to the board is that we continue being members of the co-op.
I move to approve the Wisconsin School Nutrition Purchasing Cooperative Resolution and Agreement as presented.
I have a motion from Tracy and a second from Rick. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you so much. We are on to Mr. Billhorn, and I think we're going to be talking about college, our Start College Now program.
Yes, so we have the early college credit. There we go. All right. I'm colorblind. I cannot tell the difference. Just FYI. All right. So, but the Start College Now and credit program. So these are the requests for our students for next fall. So you see students requesting courses from Blackhawk Tech and 10 from one of the various UW schools. So these all student requirements that that are established by Milton School Board policy and state statute. Are there any questions?
Hi, Jeremy. I have one question. The UW Green Bay, is that an online course?
I would have to check with I'm assuming that it is because it's at UWGB. I don't know exactly for sure.
But assumption is it would be
it's many of these courses now are a blended or an online. I know in that case, that's a student who has actually had accelerated and had finished our Spanish 5 through UWGB. So
thank you.
Yeah. My assumption is as well that it's online.
All right, thank you so much. Next, we move on to a couple of items for Mr. Spiewak. Thank you.
Hi there. My first item on the agenda is to just the continuation of our lacrosse co-op with Janesville. The only difference in that agreement at all is just the addition of Beloit Memorial High School to the co-op. So to be Craig Parker, Fort, us, and Beloit Memorial. Everything else stays exactly the same.
I have a motion from Rick, a second from Ed. Any questions?
Jeff, how many athletes do we have that participate in that?
We have 6 girls and 2 boys.
So your example, was that a real example?
That was like hypothetical.
Okay.
But I will say,
8 is 8.
A few years ago, we had greater participation. So it's kind of, that sport in general seems to be pretty up and down. It's not too steady as far as participation goes. So a few years back, we had like 12 boys. So, yeah.
When is the season?
It's spring. So they're participating right now.
All right. I have a motion from Rick and a second from Ed. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
All right, number 2 is middle school swim. So the memo describes the institution of a middle school swim program. The short of it is we've seen declining rates in participation, trying to jumpstart participation rates at lower levels, giving more opportunities to youth kids through a different avenue. Typically middle school programming is more accessible for families. That's why it's successful for other sports like basketball, track, and field. To look at the structure of that, this would be a whole new thing. I had numerous meetings and phone calls with the school district of Janesville to align with their middle school swim seasons. They have a girls season. They were more than willing to fold us into their season. So it's about 4 or 5, maybe 6 events if we join them. Basically duels or tries at Janesville Middle School, we would host one as well. So if we're looking at the seasons again, boys would be from October 26th to December 11th. The girls' season would be from February 15th to April 13th, and those align with the already established Janesville Middle School seasons. The teams would practice after school. They could walk up from the middle school. We could find transportation if necessary. 60 to 90 minutes, a couple days a week. Competition format, like I just described, we'd be folding ourselves into the middle school kind of league that's already established in Janesville. The financial considerations, so we'd need to hire a coach for each one of those seasons, one for the boys season and one for the girls season, to remain consistent with the stipends already established at the middle school level. That'd be $34 a piece. Again, that's in line with the coaching pay currently at the middle school. We'd be looking at busing potentially. Maximum of 10 trips in would roughly be maybe $150 a piece, so maybe $1,500 in transportation costs, depending on numbers. We could also utilize school vans if that's more appropriate for participants. And then startup costs, identified maybe $500 for supplies and equipment just to get off the ground. So annual budget, maximum yearly expense that we would be increasing would be $9,000 for both boys and girls seasons combined.
Jeff, do you have any idea what the anticipated enrollment might be? Is it?
I don't primary, like asking around, it's a real question mark.
Sure.
I do know in Janesville, it's a highly, highly popular program. Like hundreds of kids participate in middle school swim in Janesville. So we're hoping with aligning with them, we can kind of get that momentum as well.
And how do you feel about finding coaches? Is there enough of those to go around? Swim's kind of a niche sport.
Yeah, it's always a thing, finding coaches. I've reached out at the high school level. We've asked around. I think we'll be able to. Sure. We have some people in this that previously had coach swim that we've already talked to as potential candidates. So that's a consideration we've already looked at, and just finding the right people.
I move to approve establishing the middle school swim program as presented.
I have a motion from Tracy, a second from Rick. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. More.
All right. And kind of in the same line as middle school swim, the reinstatement of a middle school cross-country program, something that used to run. It really kind of diminished over COVID, like a lot of things did. We had some failed operating referendums. It was one of the things that kind of went away due to those circumstances that we'd like to bring back. If you see, again, we're looking at participation data was kind of the driver of this. We fought hard to kind of gain participants back. Coach Dye has done a phenomenal job of doing that. It is one of the few, it might be the only high school activity that has zero feeder program whatsoever, either with a local club or in the schools. And so to me, this is a critical element of student engagement at the middle school level, as well as providing an avenue to build our programming into the high school. Similar to the season for this activity would align with the high school season. It would start roughly September 2nd and end in mid-October. The current middle school conference that we are in, which is involved like schools like Lake Mills, Jefferson, they already have a middle school cross-country league or whatever. They host that that activity. So we can compete in that. Also can compete in a lot of high school events, also have races associated with them. So we can kind of piggyback off the high school if we need to. Looking at 5, 6 maximum competitions for this activity. The financial considerations here would be 1 coaching position, again at $3,500 stipend, again in line with a middle school coaching pay structure. Busing would be 5 to 6 potential trips, so maybe $750 in transportation costs, and again a $500 kind of startup fee for supplies and budget to get the program off the ground. So a yearly expense for that activity would be $4,250.
I like this idea. It gives those athletes a chance to do something that doesn't require a ball. Some kids just like to run. I've seen the cross country. I participate on the booster program at the high school. It'd be nice to see them get that feeder that they need. So on the note, I'll move to approve the reinstatement of the middle school program as presented.
So I have a motion from Tracy, a second from Jen. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are on to item 8, miscellaneous action on staffing report. I have a motion from Rick, a second from Ed. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Monthly financial report. Any questions for Ross? Thank you for creating those each month. Appreciate them. Action on gifts and donations.
I move to approve the gifts and donations with gratitude.
I have a motion from John, a second from Ed. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting dates. Well, oh, that's you too?
I'll talk about Wednesday, April 15th, HR committee at 5 o'clock here in the PDC. Thursday, April 16th, finance committee meeting at 6 o'clock, first floor conference room. Monday, April 20th, there's HR committee at 6:30. I don't think we know where we're heading, do we?
Yes, in the first floor conference room.
And that's Monday?
Monday
This
the
Monday,
20th.
or next Monday.
Thank you.
Our next board meeting is Monday, 27th, and then Wednesday, April 29th, we have HR committee meeting at 4:15 here in the PDC.
Chelsea, what was the 15th, the first thing you said?
HR committee meeting, 5 o'clock here in the PDC.
And John, that's negotiations, first negotiations meeting.
It changed, and I don't really know exactly why. It was 4:15. Okay.
And we also have the certification of elections tomorrow morning at 8:30 at, where's that at?
That's in the first floor conference room,
First floor conference room.
8:30 tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Congratulations to both Tracy and Ed. Welcome back to the board for another term. Appreciate both of your service and commitment to the district. Any other? Okay, we're on to executive session. Consider a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85 sub 1C to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility in Wisconsin statute 19.85 sub 1E to deliberate or negotiate the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. So tonight we'll be talking about preliminary notice of teacher contract non-renewal, Wisconsin statute 118.22, administrator retirement, strategy for collective bargaining with the MEA, superintendent contract. And we will also be coming back into open session after that discussion tonight.
So moved.
So I have a motion from Tracy and a second from Rick, and we will start with Ed.
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Tracy?
Yes.
It's a yes. John?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. So we will go into closed session. Carrie, would you prefer we move to conference room 1 or just disconnect and start, you'll restart it? What would you like us to do?
It's equal on me for effort, so whatever's more convenient for you.
Okay. We'll stay here. Okay, we would all disconnect from the meeting, please.